Now, while our group figures out what exactly to do down there, let's actually turn our attention a little bit elsewhere. Tatters, you find yourself walking down a stairwell through the kind of hidden bookshelf doorway that Jones had written to you about in his letter. So you would know how to possibly get to him if, he wasn't in town while you were there. You kind of think back as you make your way into what appears to be some sort of maybe like a guard post. You kind of remember speaking with Rin when you had arrived to town, and how she had been so happy to see you again. Obviously, Jones had done most of the dealings with her, but y'all had bumped paths in the past with your dealings with Jones. And she was very glad that you were going to see what you could do to go help out Jones. And, she was also very excited at what any sort of adventures or trinkets you may find along the way. But as you look around, you see where this chair has been moved back and forth, clearly with some sort of intent. And as you move the chair, as you make sure that there's no potential traps that could go off, you see as a door, the stone wall that you're looking at kind of slides to the side, and you see a hallway before you. But as you kind of look out into this hallway with this kind of destroyed sort of ballistas and other sorts of wood and little scraps of metal and whatnot, and you kind of almost begin to just peek around the side of the door just a little bit. Why don't you describe what Tatters looks like as they do that?
Yeah, so Tatters is a 3'7" rat folk rogue. He wears a black hood as well as a black mask with his ears peeking out. And between the eye holes in his mask, you can see these dark green eyes constantly peering around, moving. His ears are constantly twitching. He has a longer snout than most other rat folk, and you can see that is constantly twitching as well. He wears leathers adorned in blacks and browns, but he does wear a dark red cloak behind him as well.
All right. And yeah, as you kind of peer around this corner a little bit, you kind of try to keep the light of your torch at least somewhat not too intensely bright, but it's too dark down here for your eyes to see alone. And I'll move you over here just a little bit so you can see down the hallway. But down the hallway to the left, at the end of this long hallway with a lot of debris, you see this kind of green glow peering under this door. And in front of said door, you see a tall, you see a humanoid figure with some slightly pointed ears. Yale, why don't you go ahead and describe what Tatters sees as he peeks around the corner?
All was right. Before Tatters stands a light-skinned elf, 6'4", with sharp features, wearing a pleasant expression as if somewhat lost in a daydream. He's dressed in long, loose, flowy clothing, in cool blues and grays, wearing your typical adventurer's backpack and an artist's cap that covers his long, thick black hair, pulled loosely back into a ponytail. Beside his person hangs a thin, long sword and a wooden flute, one of his hands fiddling the tone holes as he rocks from heel to toe, inspecting the scene before him. He pirouettes to face you and produces a high, large, inviting smile. Ah!
Tatters just under his breath. Maledizione.
Sorry. I didn't catch what you were saying.
Are we like far enough away to where we're having to shout at each other?
I would say that at this distance, let's see, because you guys are like, what is that, like a half a football field away? So, you probably actually wouldn't quite hear that whisper or that under his breath mumbling, but you would clearly see each other. If you talked at like a normal volume, you'd be able to hear each other, especially since this is kind of a tight corridor. But yeah, to like really hear each other well, you'd probably have to raise your voice a little bit.
Well met. Yale's the name. Come closer. Perhaps you can puzzle over this with me.
Tatters, while he moves, he has his tail kind of wrapped around his waist, around his belt. And on the side, he has his dagger. And that's kind of how he holds his daggers, with his tail. But he will kind of hesitantly begin moving forward, making sure to stay very close to the sides of the walls, constantly always looking in front of him for any traps or pressure plates as he moves along here.
Okay, yeah. Tatters is able to continue further north, guided by the shine of the ever light and good old Yale's hand. Manages to step over the corpse of a pale gray creature that I can't remember exactly how that one died, but it's been bloodied. Yeah, you're able to get closer. And Yale, you just kind of have a moment to yourself of, well, at least, when you spoke with Rin earlier, you thought that it'd probably just be you looking for these people, so maybe she sent more, who knows?
Yeah. As Tatters approaches, Yale does a brief, shallow stageman's bow. Did Rin send you?
How do you know of Rin?
Ah, my friend Rin. I visit her every once in a while as I journey here from Absalom. You can't play the same 17 taverns again and again forever, you know? And he continues to fiddle the tone holes of his flute.
Well, I wouldn't know much about playing in taverns. But if Rin sent you, then a friend of Rin is a friend of mine.
Perfect. So, shall we look around? Perhaps we can find these... Well, I did hear of some adventurers who have been rather successful in the Fogfen, more so than most. They are whom I seek.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend down here. Perhaps, we can help each other.
Yeah, just a big, giant grin stretches across Yale's face.
I think Tatters matches it with a equally shit-eating grin as well.
Oh, you and I are going to be fast friends. If you would tell me your name. Again, I am Yale. Pleasure. And he extends his hand.
Yes, apologies for being so rude. They call me Tatters.
And he actually does not put his hand out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, be left hanging there for a couple of seconds. Well, surely a name like Tatters has a story behind it. Perhaps one day you will tell me. And with that, Yale pirouettes and continues to look around, searching for any signs of the unusual.
Yeah. And as you kind of whip around, you notice that there's a door to your immediate right. Most of the doors here are kind of like thick wooden doors, almost kind of like bulging, like they've expanded a little bit. But one that really attracts your eye is the one directly across from you. You see as there is kind of like a morphing, changing green light that kind of flickers in and out under the door, almost like something around in there is possibly moving, but you're not exactly getting shadows that you would just identify with like legs. But there's something alight in there with like a green envy, you could say.
As he turns around and he's searching for things, does Yale have anything hanging off of him, a backpack, anything like that?
Yep. So Yale's wearing an adventurer's
Like
backpack.
specifically a coin pouch. Does he have a coin pouch?
Well, it wouldn't be hanging off the backpack, but if you would like to dig around in his pockets, they're not very tightly secured. Other than that, he has a rapier hanging off his left side, and the flute is hanging off his right.
Okay. Yeah, Tatter's gonna look around for some coin. Just a coin.
All right. So I guess we can do. We'll say the thievery check lets you feel around a little bit. So what oh yeah, I think it's a steal for me. See, what you can either do is you can either on your. Sorry, let me just pull this up again really quick. Oh no, my quick action thing. Yeah, okay, so it is a thievery check. So, oh, I haven't set up the macros for you. I'll have to do that next time. Yeah, just roll thievery for me.
Pretty good.
Wow. Okay. So
This
yeah,
is quite the ruin.
Yale is quite enthralled by his surroundings and what all this could entail and what stories it could lead to. You are able to you're able to feel around, and you do feel like you just barely move your little claws to like feel the touch of metal. And you are able to grab a coin if you want. Are you just going for one or like a couple?
Just one coin. Just
Okay,
one coin.
roll a d4 for me. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you pull out a silver piece.
Okay.
Yep. And
I shall
the
delete
Yale
a silver
doesn't seem to
piece.
notice.
Tatters will like put himself slightly in front of Yale and turn towards him.
Non vedi niente.
And he'll kind of flip your coin back to you.
If we're going to travel together, you need to be a little more perceptive.
Well, do I know what he means? There's my question.
We'll say like you like grabbing the coin, you kind of like think to yourself for a second, and you just like kind of feel like your pockets or wherever you have your pouch, and like you feel like it maybe has almost been like intentionally like left slightly out of place, like so you'd know it's messed with.
Good man. We're gonna need skills like that. And I'm gonna flip the coin right back to him.
He'll take it.
Just make sure you're watching your own back, as well as mine.
True. And consider the coin my tuition. Teacher.
So you said that there's a door, what is presumably to our north, and a door to our east, right?
Yeah, to your east. And then Yale would technically, I guess, have a slightly better angle around the corner to see that there's also a set of double doors to the northwest as well.
So, do we go for the most interesting, or do we take this door by door?
Well, I'm sure what's interesting I can snatch for us.
Well, interesting is those double doors over there. And then there's also this glow over here. But I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah, Tatters is going to scurry forward.
Okay.
So we can see a green light emitting from like the bottom of the door.
Yeah, it kind of dances around.
Tatters will do a once over just to make sure that there's no traps around, nothing is going to spring, no darts, anything like that.
Yeah. Give me a secret perception check. So the way you would do that is, have you been using your character sheet or the black buttons in the top left?
I think I know how to do a secret.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just like when you see the numbers come up, you just change it to secret.
Well, you can also click on perception check, and there's just a secret button on the character sheet, right? That works that way?
Yes, I believe.
If I do that, that should be, I see nothing.
Ah, yes, it works. Haha. Okay, cool. Yeah. You kind of like, feel at the door, kind of like take a little listen. You're pretty experienced in this, and you don't seem to detect anything that would, typically, that would try to surprise you in such a way. So it doesn't appear to be like the door's been rigged or anything like that.
Okay. He'll kind of give a look back at Yale just to make sure that his eyes meet and that he's ready to go.
Yep. Yale's just going to step forward and swing the door open with a grand flourish.
Nice. Yeah, you like go to swing it open and you're like, oh, it's a little tough, but you managed to kind of yank it open, kind of grind it across the stone a little bit.
Yeah, Yale was trying to be cool and like graceful. The second it starts grinding,
Nice. Yeah, and you open the door, and inside you see that this 10-foot square washroom features an iron bathing tub to the north and a commode to the southwest. The northern wall glows and shimmers with rippling ribbons of eerie green light. And when you see these ribbons across the opposite wall, you notice as the ribbon almost like looks stunned for a moment. It like freezes. It's like it's been caught. And then it like goes right into the wall and kind of like scribbles across the wall really quick. And you see in common, slowly scribbled across the wall in green, you see the words, "I was Otari. Save me from below." And as that final word finishes, the ribbon leaps off the wall, like in your direction, but like goes below and through your legs, and it flies off to the west, and it slides under this single door over here. And Tatters, you see as this green ribbon flies between Yale's leg and runs off in that direction. And it's definitely ethereal, to say the least. Oh, gotcha. And as it leaves, the green dissipates from the bathroom.
I close the door. Oh, it's quite the pungent room. But anyway, turning to where the green ribbon went, I suppose... Yes? We follow?
Yes, but let's not go opening doors like that again.
All right. And I would also say, Yale, you as, a bard and someone who's lived in this town on and off, Like, you clearly know that this name is one of the Rose Guard that was the town was named after, and you know the tale of how he was never found. There was this, final battle with this sorceress, Belcora, and he fell in that battle, but his body was never recovered.
Say, Tatters, have you ever heard of the tale of the Rose Guard and Belcora, the sorceress?
Not in
One
the
who-
slightest.
One whose body was never found. You know, they founded this town. Perhaps we are stumbling across their essence? Echo? Reverberation? Well, I would like to go follow up, but I shan't open the doors anymore.
You can open the doors just softly.
And Tatters will start scurrying over to this next door.
Okie dokie.
Yale tiptoes whimsically after him.
All right. There is the next door.
Tatters will open the door slowly, kind of just looking back at Yale while he does it, just like, this is how you open the door.
Yeah, you see, Yale's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Tatters, you kind of know what to expect. So it is like you still got to be a little forceful with it, but you being who you are, you're kind of trained and knowing that you're able to still move it quite quietly. And as you kind of, slowly peek the door open a little bit, you see what appears to be a short hallway, and then it looks like it veers off to the left. And right as you kind of open the door, you see as the little ribbon kind of shoots around the left, that corner.
He'll keep skittering. There we go, skittering. Wow, skittering along as he follows this ribbon. He is still constantly on alert. His ears are twitching and nose is twitching as he's still trying to keep an eye out for any traps, pressure plates, that kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah. And so
Yale was trying to imitate his body language, by the way, with no idea why. Just imitating Tatters. Yep.
So what's also cool is with Pathfinder, there are things called exploration activities. And what Tatters is doing right now is actually kind of one of them, which would be off the top of my head. They're all over the damn place. Yes. So that would be searching. And so he's kind of like looking for hazards and stuff. So that means he'll get he'll be able to roll if he comes across one. But yeah, so Tatters is searching, and as you skitter around, you see as the light, instead of going down a hall, which leads to kind of like another turn, it flies through and under this door to the west here.
Just assuming that Yale is following him, he's gonna, again, just do a quick once-over, and then he'll open the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you check it out. You kind of, quickly but quietly open the door. And inside you see a ruined table and several destroyed chairs lie in a heap in the middle of this room, along with several large bones. And you see as the ribbon, it flutters and flies right over the bones, and then goes under the door across this little room. And I'll say, so just really quick, as you see this, I'm gonna put people in initiative. We're not necessarily fighting. This is just kind of, think of Baldur's Gate when you go into turn-based mode, because it's every moment counts. So you can go ahead and just roll your perception there. All right. Cool. Okay, so you notice that as this the green ribbon, it flies across and over the door. It's almost a little bit erratic and tries to quickly get over there. and you see as these large bones, you notice kind of in the corner of your eye, Tatters, they like slowly begin to like, it's like some force is pulling them towards this central pile. But the bones are kind of slowly pulled to this pile, or they begin to, but it's like still a process that's in the middle of happening, and you have time to react. So Yale, you see as these bones are coming together ahead of you, but you also see that the ribbon has already shot under the next door. What do you want to do? It looks like this, whatever these bones are coming together to form, hasn't quite formed yet.
Let's say that I make my way into the room past Tatters.
Mm-hmm.
So I will come there. And I will just be observing this thing
Okay, gotcha.
as I start to play.
Okay.
Now, forgive me, I'm still learning the whole action economy of the bard, but I'm going to play a courageous anthem.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So this is fun. This is one of the bard's composition cantrips, I believe. So yeah, this is gonna give. Oh, it gives you and your allies. Okay, cool. I like it. Sweet. Oh, cool. So does the anthem actually work? Oh my god, that is
I believe
so
it does.
cool.
It says I can place the emanation, but I don't know why I need to place it if it's an emanation.
Oh, I think it's just so that way we can drag it with you, because it moves with you since it's emanating out of you. Cool. So yeah, so you cast that, you move in, you cast that. You technically have one action left.
Well, Yale may be happy-go-lucky, but he's not naive. He will draw his sword.
Okay. All right, Tatters. As Yale draws his sword, yeah, you see that these bones are still kind of fumbling up into this pile, and you see that the ribbon has shot under the opposing door. What do you do?
Tatters is going to run and he'll actually jump onto the table and continue running across the floor.
I like it.
And then he's just going to open the next door.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I like it. So yeah, you open the door, you run across, and you see as the little light, you see as it rounds the corner and starts heading south.
And Tatters will just turn back and say,
I'm not gonna stay long enough to see what that is.
and he's going to keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so it'd be an action move over, action open the door, and an action to keep on moving. And I will say that Tatters, you see as the light, it actually goes right through this wall here, but before it does, it like kind of bounces off of a little stone step and then goes through the wall. Yeah, so we'll say that's your 3 actions, and next up is this. Yale, you see as the bones continue to form up, and you see as they like come together at odd angles and kind of form these large arms and legs, and this hand with these big fingers. As it comes together, and you notice under the bones that there was actually what looked like a bone is actually a glaive, as this huge mound of bones rises up with like this bestial head with these huge horns. Sorry, I just wanted to, I like to show these to the group when possible. There we go. So yeah, so just for, a visual aid, that looks a little bit something like this, everyone. As it forms together. So yeah, it essentially stands up with an action, and then it picks up its glaive with another, and then it is going just to take a big old swipe at you. It just like yanks its head completely around and just brings this glaive around at you.
well.
So that is. Oh, look at that! It rolled terribly. So thankfully, Yale, you kind of see this coming. You kind of fight through the shock, and you are able to dodge under that. And with that, that is its turn. Yale, what do? You see as Tatters has run past you.
Yeah, well, for the viewers at home, Yale looks like this. Yeah, you'll just hear, and Yale will run in after Tatters. Oh, well, terribly. Sorry, but I have to get going, and have a nice day.
Yeah, you run on through, and you see Tatters kind of like looking down at this tile. Not exactly sure why. I mean, you have a moment to speak if you want to do anything.
Yeah, I'll just. You are very wise, my new friend. What was that? And why was that?
All right, and we'll say that's what you can kind of fit in those 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, are you good there? You just
Yep.
caught up to him? Okay,
I'm
cool.
good. I catch
right.
up and I just say that.
All right, Tatters, you're up.
So you said it bounced off of the staircase and into a tile?
Yeah. So like kind of in front of this wall that it went through, there was like a very specific stone tile that it kind of bounced off of before it went through the door.
Okay. Can Tatters feel around to see if there is anything with this tile, whether it's something to push or move?
Yeah. So that'd be like a search. So just give me a secret perception. All right. Yeah. So you're able to tell that, like, without a doubt, this is a pressure plate.
Can I tell from the pressure plate if this is like a trap necessarily, or is this something that...
Yeah. I'll say that. So this looks like something that in like some of the, hideouts you've checked, some of the places you might have thought about infiltrating, this looks like something that you would try to hide a door with, or how to access a hidden door while making it be pretty subtle. So
Okay.
you know that you need to like apply pressure in a certain way to open it properly, so no one just stumbles on it by accident.
Well, then with his cute little ratty nimble fingers in hand, he's gonna push against the tile.
All right, yeah, you press against the tile, and you see as the stone wall before you kind of sinks down into the ground, and you notice a very tiny hallway, but you do see slowly fading away green appearing to kind of a green glow kind of head down to the north.
Okay. Yeah, he'll begin skittering and following.
All right, yeah, and you begin to run down the stairs. And with that, it's this guy. So Yale, you kind of see as you just hear kind of like this groan. It almost sounds like a dying mule or something, as you see as this mighty glaive just like flies behind you, and you kind of just like see it poke out, and it's like trying to like slam around, like kind of smacking the walls up and down. Whatever this thing is, it actually looks like it might be a bit too large to get through the door. But yeah, and then it's you as this thing's flailing its glaive in the hallway behind you.
Yeah. Can I poke my head around, like, just for a second, and just go, ha! And turn around and follow Tatters?
Yeah, yeah. You like poke your head around, say that, and like it almost like snips just the teeniest amount of your cap as you make your way around.
Yep.
But yeah, and you chase him down the stairs, chasing the glow.
Yep. I am playing all the while.
Oh, perfect.
With one hand.
Perfect.
So let's keep that courageous anthem going.
Okie doke. I like it. Sweet. So you continue your courageous anthem. Let me just copy you guys. I'll make my life a little bit easier. And let me just activate this scene here. And you guys find yourselves. You were chasing down this stairwell, and you see there appears to be like a T intersection kind of hallway, and you see as the green glow actually runs off to the left. And you hear footsteps running down the stairwell. You're reminded that Jones is being held on the other side of the door, dealing with possible ghouls or something. Why don't you give us recent events from your perspective?
Well, I hope Jones is fine. I don't know how we got ourselves in this situation, but the more I think about it, I guess it started with Core going missing, and we started looking for him. Brigo also magically left. It's a bit odd that they both got past me and to the door downstairs, which we assume without making a sound, even though there was claw marks. But besides that, we traveled on down, and instead of going left this time, we decided to go right. I had another door situation to where, one person didn't want to open the door, one person had to unlock it, or maybe someone did have to unlock it. I'm not sure. But we went in, and we found a pickled goblin, which was a bit disturbing, and a doll that with a slot in the back. So Bones decided to put the gem in, and presto, it was a goblin. It was a pickled goblin. He didn't like living. I think that's the best way to put the scenario for that goblin. He didn't like it. Gokil was all gung ho to kill him, but I just couldn't. Not the sorry state he's in. So we made sort of a deal to try to give him a new body back and attempt to keep him alive as he'll guide us further. He told us about a library that his master eventually, used to go to. So we started heading on down there, went through the secret way, and we ran into some fiends, ghouls. I guess they were ghouls. We didn't really know how to interact, but they talked about flesh. So obviously it's a bad idea, but our great detective felt this is his time, this is his moment. So without me getting another word in to maybe think about this a bit more, Gokil shoves Bones in the room, locks the door behind it. Having his body on the doors, might as well just say locking the door. And that's how that conversation's going.
And with that, welcome to Swindler's Den presents the Abomination Vaults. I'm Meyore, I'll be your game master for this. You can also find me on other campaigns on the channel, and also on my own little channel I made called the Tabletop Chronicles, where we're currently doing Rust Hend, which is kind of like a new starter set sort of for Pathfinder 2e. But first up on the layout, we have good old Grizlocke.
Hey everybody, I'm Grizlocke here. You can find me on YouTube under the same name, as well as right here on Swindler's Den. And click on a video, I'm most likely there. Today I'll be playing George Bones, the stepson of Jones Bones. No, anyways, I think I've come up with a canon name for my child in the photograph. Yeah, I'll be playing Jones Bones, detective extraordinaire.
Next up we have Barely Caffeinated. Who do you play, sir?
There, I am barely caffeinated. I will be playing as Tatters, the Ratfolk Rogue.
That is absolutely right, and you just got a little bit of a taste of him here. And Barely, you're also in a little campaign called Glory of the Giants, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in a few of the campaigns here on Swindler's Den, Glory of the Giants, and the Heist, which I can't remember the full name, but I'm a part of that. Myth Heist, there we go. Also a part of Myth Heist. Yeah.
That is right. And anything you do on the side?
I do have my own channel, Crits and Coffee. I'm currently doing an honor mode run of Baldur's Gate 3 with my bodaciously wonderful wife. So we're doing that. Yep. We're also doing the Shattered Obelisk campaign over there as well.
Nice. All right, next up on the layout, we have someone who I've played a decent amount with in recent times, BK Shotsky. Who do you play, good sir?
Hello. I play Yale, the Elven Bard. And you can find me in Myth Heist 2, where I play Barely's best friend, I think. And also in Stormwreck Isle, which we played a couple of years ago here. And I am also over on Tabletop Chronicles with Meyore, playing a little gnome guy.
That is right. What a wonderful little gnome. Next up on the layout, we have Ginghi.
Hi, I'm Ginghi. I play Limbo, the Goblin Cleric. You can find me on other stuff on Swindler's Den, such as Curse of Strahd or the Pathfinder one-shot, not the Abomination Vaults, good lord, the Menace under Otari.
Pretty awesome one-shot we're doing here, right?
Oh yeah.
It's good.
That's right. And last but certainly not least, we have BakaZombie.
Hello, I'm BakaZombie. I play Go Kill, the Knoll Barbarian. If you, for some reason, are out of your mind and want to see more of me, I do play in a lot of games here on Swindler's Den, including DMing Glory of the Giants. I play over on Crits and Coffee in their Shattered Obelisk. I play on Interdimensional Library in their Gluttony and Earth. And don't bother looking for my channel because I deleted it.
Well. Speaking of channels, if you're watching a video on the YouTube channel right now, you should leave a like if you like what you see, comment what you like, didn't like, all that sort of thoughts down below, and subscribe if you want to see more of what we do. But with that, Go Kill, you feel this strange urging to look around behind you as you hold this door closed. I love it.
They were supposed to go look and see if it was deleted, Grizz. It was a promo thing.
You gave the game away.
Cut that out.
And Go Kill, you actually feel like almost like a longing as this ribbon like flies across the room behind you. Like it's almost like a part of you is missing or something. But as you kind of think about that, Jones, on the other side of the door, this robed ghoul like has this big like knife, and it's like kind of angling at your good eye right now. It's like, this would be an excellent donation here, and he like kind of reaches out at you to like kind of grab your shoulder.
That I don't see how that could be a good offer. It's just an eye socket. There's nothing there. There's no eyeball. Oh, I do have one eye, don't I? Dang it.
You canonically have one
it's
human
fake.
eyeball in your head.
It's a fake eyeball. It's not real. I see that yourself have plenty of flesh upon your body to still give. Look at me. Look at all of my flesh is all gone. I've already sacrificed it all.
No, you must have flesh. See, I give willingly. And you see as he like takes the knife and just like carves like a chunk out of like his forearm. See, it is perfect. Here, yours and mine, they will join together in the glorious canker, and we will revive our wondrous queen.
When you get on my level, then we'll talk about combining our fleshes. But for now, it seems that I'm well ahead of you in this endeavor. So, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to go see our canker.
Yes, if more of you and your group have donations to give, we would gladly bring you. But as he says that, I'll jump to Yale and Tatters really quick. So you guys see the ribbon fly down off to the west, but you also see light emanating from the east at this little intersection. What do you guys do down there? Or up there, I guess, since you're coming downstairs.
Tatters, how far down do you think this goes?
How could I possibly know that?
I feel like we have a long way to go before we find who we're looking for. a very, very long way.
And I'll say that Ginghi, you can definitely hear people talking. All right, sorry, Limbo, my bad.
Hey, Borbo, are you hearing anything?
Ooh, what was that? Who's there? Who's there?
Limbo, shut your friend up. I'm trying to listen to make sure they don't chew on his bones before me. I just have my head flushed to the door, trying to look through the knife hole.
Okay, we hear something. I'm pretty sure there's something down.
Yeah, I know. You're talking real loud. I can hear it too.
Yeah, Yale and Tatters, you guys can also hear this pretty clearly.
That does not sound like the voice of a fallen rose guard.
Tatters will kind of wrap his tail around his dagger a little bit tighter, and he'll turn back to Yale and just put his finger on his chest.
Don't forget what I told you.
And he'll turn back around, and he's going to slowly start approaching forward.
All right. Yeah, Tatters begins to creep around. Limbo, you notice as this kind of light from this southern stairwell gets a little bit brighter. Whatever's coming down is clearly coming down the stairs now.
She readies her star knife and says, "Go kill her. I'm pretty sure there's someone down that hallway."
Is it Core?
I think Core would have made it pretty known that he was here.
I don't know. He's kind of the strong, silent type, you know.
All right.
Should I get Bones back out here or leave him in there? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it was a good idea to send him in there anyway. I mean, is anything happening in there?
I can't see anything yet. It's like eye in the knife hole. Just barely being able to see in there.
She's still like looking at the stairway and just kind of just has like her head to the side, just like talking to Go Kill.
Okay, yeah. And so as you're kind of keeping that up, talking to Go Kill, Jones, you notice as all the ghouls have been like kind of slowly moving closer.
Ah, good. Everyone, come close.
Yeah. And they say, yes. And this ghoul, he kind of tries to move you to the side, and he's like, yeah, I will. We can bring them all in. And do you allow him to kind of push you to the side a little bit?
Look. No, push me to the side. No.
Okay, yeah. He's like, what is the issue? You all wish to, see
They are my sacrifices to give. You understand? But perhaps I could share if you're willing to get on par with me, who has given all of my flesh. I promise you will all be fine, but let's see you do it. Go on. Let's see you remove your flesh.
We do not have whatever magics are keeping you alive.
But don't you... The canker is what keeps me alive. Don't you have enough faith in the canker?
Here, give me a deception check.
I really want to Baldur's Gate this and have them off themselves.
This is, yeah.
Okay, what did you say, deception?
Yeah, you're going for a lie right now.
Alright.
Okay, so that would be, where is your, thank you. Okay, so you say that, and yeah, so this ghoul in front of you says, there is no way that you would know of the canker. We did what we could to ensure that no one would ever find us down here. Now that I think of it, you don't look as if you've come from below. Are you from above? How did you find us? And he kind of starts to sound a little more agitated. And as he kind of says that, we'll go back to Yale and Tatters. Yale, do you give Tatters his distance, or are you right up behind him?
I'm keeping distance, and I'm still playing, but quietly.
Oh, yes, you are playing quietly.
I was playing as we entered. that as soon as Tatters says that, I'm like, bring it down.
Okay.
This is going to be tricky. Just...
All right. Tatters, what do you want to do?
Yeah, what direction did you say this sound was coming from again?
The sound was coming from the east. The light went to the west.
Okay. Is Tatters able to peer around the corner to see what is to that east side?
Yeah. Give me like a. Are you trying to be like sneaky about it, like so it can't?
Yeah, he'll duck really
just-
low and try to stay unseen as he peers around the corner.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. We'll see if Limbo even notices you. Peek around. All right.
25.
Nice. Yeah, so you like just like faintly are able to like peer your eye just around the corner, and you're able to see down the hallway a little bit as you do. You're still here. They can't see you. This is just so you can see. And yeah, you see a smaller goblin in armor and a flowing little cape, and you see a large gnoll. I'm forgetting the remaster name now, but yeah, you see a large gnoll kind of like holding this door shut, and you see a huge turkey vulture just like resting on his shoulder. And that, and then the other direction you see a very misty room. But yeah, that's what you see at least to the east as you kind of peek around the corner really quick.
Okay. Tatters will turn back to Yale, and he'll throw up some sign language.
Nice.
Well, what's the sign language? What are you doing?
Tatters will just like facepalm. He'll move back towards Yale so that he's not too loud.
There's a goblin over there, and
You said it was a what? I'm sorry.
A gnoll. So like a large humanoid hyena.
and a gnoll and some kind of large bird.
Now, question. Did Rin tell us what they look like?
So, Jones, you would have described your group a little bit in your letter to Tatters, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I would have said not very nice things.
Knock on wood of dough.
Yeah, so Tatters, you would probably get the idea that these are probably Jones's companions. As for you, Yale, Rin was like kind of like, oh, they're an eccentric group. Yes, you know, and you'd probably get like vague descriptions, but it wasn't as useful as you would have hoped. It was like, oh, there's the little short one, and actually, I would say because you've been around town a little bit, right? So you might have like maybe never interacted with her, but you might have actually at least seen Limbo in the past, just not like known her. Like if you saw her, you might recognize her as somebody you've seen in town before.
Okay.
I don't think I'd put that together, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's like a person
No
out of a
way.
crowd type of deal. Yeah.
Do you think these could be the ones Rin mentioned?
Well, that would be pretty disappointing, finding them so soon, don't you think? A gnoll and a goblin. It's 50-50.
I didn't see my friend Jones there either.
Leaning 40-60 now.
Yeah, I'll say go kill. You kind of hear on the other side of the door, these voices are sounding more and more agitated for you.
Put my mouth up to the knife hole. Jones, don't let them chew on your bones. Those are mine, remember?
One moment.
Yeah, they're all they just kind of continue to like get a little bit closer to you, Jones.
Well, so I want to do two things. That's odd. As I quickly scan the room.
Yeah. So I would say you notice because I had talked about how this hallway had like a lot of bookshelves and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that you would know that I'm sorry. The some of these books do look kind of rare, and you have a thought to yourself, that little Morblint who gave you such a hard time in the bookshop might think some of these are kind of valuable. But aside from that, you don't notice anything particularly strange.
So, then I quickly, I'm so well versed in occultism. I try to think of anything that this canker, any piece of information that would surprise them that I know about a cankerous thing that devours flesh.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and give me like an occultism check for your recall knowledge. All right. So, with that, you are, it's kind of hard to think of anything on the spot.
Yes. Just 1 second. I'm trying to open the door and get back into the hallway.
Just holding it.
Here's a question: is Tatters able to hear Jones from this far away?
I would say through the door, it's like kind of muffled, but I would say give me a perception check, and we'll see if you were able to hear Go Kill kind of try to talk his name through the door a little bit.
Do you want it secret?
Yeah. Because I do love critically failing these and giving you wrong info. With that, you do. It's a little bit quieter, but you do hear the Knoll's voice say Jones.
Okay. I think with that, Tatters would. He's gonna keep his tail wrapped around his belt, kind of hiding the dagger behind his back. But he'll walk out with his hands up, kind of, non-hostile.
Did I hear you say Jones?
Yeah, he's currently occupied with a task.
Oh shit! It's a giant rat.
I'm only 3'7".
That's bigger than a normal rat. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a bit mean, don't you think?
Hey, I think Bones is kind of upset in there. Should we do something?
So yeah, Go Kill, you say that. Jones, you start trying to open the door, but Go Kill is still holding on to the other side. Do you like say anything to get him to let you in?
Yeah. Move! Let me in!
All right, it's time to fight, Limbo. I'm gonna let go of the door and grab my axe and get ready to swing.
All right.
Still didn't go well.
And you are able to swing open the door, Jones. But as you swing open the door, we'll enter initiative there. Oh man, this is fun. Okay, so Milo.
That was not bad.
Oh, that's a wait.
My goodness, there's some
Rounds a
rolls.
Hello.
Well, hello.
Mine roll? Did mine roll?
You privately rolled.
Damn it. What a life I live.
Actually, I don't like that one as much.
Looks like you
right
got a
now.
24.
I wanna do this one.
Oh,
Looks like I got a 52.
Oh, that was very intense. Okay, so let me just roll these really quick. Waboom, 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 boom, and waboom. Okay, so, Limbo. You see as Jones opens the door, and you can kind of faintly see that there's more than one ghoul kind of right on his tail.
Oh, so there's a giant rat behind you.
There is a giant rat behind you as well.
Go kill. It's no time to worry about it. He seems harmless, I guess. And she gives like a thumbs up behind. So, yeah. I don't know what to do, man. How much cover do these guys get if I were to like launch something at them?
They would have lesser. All right, in Limbo, as you kind of decide what you want to do, we're actually going to end the session there tonight as the ghouls get closer to Jones. And with that, thank you, everybody, and thank you to our 2 new players. I'm sure you'll show lots of love. I certainly enjoyed the characters. But until then, when we return, let's keep making stories together. Bye, guys.